Hello everybody, this is Muhammad Imran. You're learning linguistics and literature with Imran. Aspects of connected speech is one of the most important topic in the subject phonetics and phonology. So there are three aspects of connected speech. First, assimilation. Second, elision. And third, intrusion. So on assimilation, I already uploaded a video. And the focus of today's topic is elision. So what is elision? In spoken language, sometimes we leave out a sound or a part of a word. So this process or this act is called elision. So let's discuss in detail what is elision. Elision. The nature of elision may be stated quite simply. Under certain circumstances, sounds disappear. So the disappearances of a sound under certain circumstances is called elision. So one might express this in more technical language by saying that in certain circumstances a phoneme may be realized as zero. So when there is zero realization of a phoneme, technically we call it elision, right? As I told you that in simple words we call elision as the disappearances of a sound, or when a sound is leave out in a spoken language, or have zero realization or be deleted. So sometimes technically we call that a sound is deleted, and sometimes we call it that this sound has zero realization. And it happens with native speakers, because if I talk about myself, so I am Pakistani English speaker, right? I'm Pakistani and I speak English. So for me, this elision is not that much common. It is very much common for native speaker of English, right? For example, we have a word and it is spelled as S-I-X-T-H. So most of us will pronounce the word as sixth. But if you hear a native speaker of English language, so he may leave out the sound S, and the word that is spelled as S-I-X-T-H. So he or she will pronounce as sixth, right? Rather than sixth, right? So the sound S will be leave out, and he or she in a rapid speech will utter or will pronounce the word as sixth rather than sixth. Fine. As with assimilation, elision is typical of rapid. So assimilation occurs in a rapid speech. So does elision. So elision is also typical of rapid. So most often when a word is spoken in isolation, then a sound is not leave out. Or in simple words, when a word is spoken in isolation, so we do not feel assimilation or elision. So assimilation and elision most often occur in a rapid speech. So casual speech producing elision is something which foreign learners do not need to learn to do. So foreign learners of English in this case do not learn where and how elision or assimilation take place. But it is important for them to be aware that when native speakers of English talk to each other. But why do we learn? If it is not important for us, then why do we learn assimilation and elision? Because it's important for us when we hear when native speakers they talk each other. So quite a number of phonemes that our foreigners might expect to hear are not actually pronounced. As a foreign speaker of a language, for example, we are foreigner, right? So we expect to hear like some words, but they are not pronounced. Like it's written here that the foreigner might expect to hear are not actually pronounced. So we expect that these letters or these sounds would be spoken, right? But we do not hear them because these sounds are leave out by native speaker of English. So we will look at some example, although only a small number of the many possibility can be given here. So we will just talk about very small number of possibility where elision occur or where elision take place. So we can conclude that we can expect elision from native speaker of a language, not from foreigner. But being a foreigner, it's important for us to know where elision take place or where elision occurs, because sometimes we may not understand when native speaker of a language, in this case like English language, and we do not understand what are they talking about. That's why it's important at least to know the rules of elision, right? So we will discuss a few or a very small number of rules of elision in this lecture. So here we have the first possibility or the first rule. Loss of weak vowel after p, t and k in words like potato, tomato, canary, perhaps and today. So here we have the first syllable, that is p, right? Potato. So here in p, this weak vowel, that is shwa, because this weak vowel comes after the sound p, which is a plosive one. As we mentioned here that when a weak vowel comes after p, t and k, it disappears, right? So here we have example like potato and tomato. So in tomato also the weak vowel, that is shwa, disappears, or it has zero realization. Or in canary or perhaps, right? Perhaps or today. Fine? Today. So the vowel in the first syllable may disappear. So here we can disappear the vowel, which is a weak vowel sound. Fine? So the aspiration of the initial plosive take up the whole of the middle portion of the syllable. So we have aspiration here like perhaps or today. So here we have aspiration, which is a puff-up sound. Today, perhaps, and canary or tomato or potato. So plosive take up the whole of the middle portion of the syllable, resulting in these pronunciation where her indicates aspirations in the phonetic transcription. So if you look at phonetic transcription, so here the t and the p and the k and here t and p, they will be aspirated one, where a small puff up here will be there, or her, there will be the realization of her. So the vowel, weak vowel would be disappear, right? Now the second possibility or second rule, weak vowel plus n, l, r becomes syllabic consonant. For example, here we have, that is tonight, police and correct. So in the word tonight, we have a weak vowel, and that is shwa. Here we have also a weak vowel, and that is shwa in police. And also here we have a weak vowel, that is shwa in correct. So here the weak vowel, we can see weak vowel plus n. So here we have a weak vowel and then followed by n. Here we have a weak vowel followed by l, and here we have a weak vowel followed by r. So r, l and n, they become syllabic consonant. So here also a weak vowel disappear, and these n and l and r, they become syllabic consonant, right? So tonight, police and correct. So we do not pronounce shwa or weak vowel here in correct, in police or tonight, because n and l and r, they become syllabic consonant, right? In place of acts, it would be acts, right? The t would be disappear. Or in place of look back, it would be look back. So d is disappeared, or in place of scripts. So how do you pronounce? We will pronounce it as scripts. So t is disappear, as it is told here that in cluster of 3 plosive, when we have 3 plosive or 2 plosive plus a fricative, the middle plosive may disappear, so that the following pronunciation result. So one of the plosive will disappear. Like we say acts, right? So t is also plosive. So here t is disappear. Or we have also d, which is a plosive, which will be disappear, like look back. And in scripts, t is plosive. So t would be disappear and we would say scripts rather than scripts. So remember, if you are not a native speaker of English, don't try it. Just try to learn how native speakers of English, they pronounce these words and how they leave out some of the sound which we technically call elision, right? Possibility or rule number 4. Loss of final v in of before consonant. For example, lots of them. So in place of lots of them, we say lots of them. You can see here the sound v disappears here. Similarly, waste of money. So in like when we do not speak rapidly, okay, or when we speak individual word, or we utter these words in isolation, so we would say waste of money. But in a rapid speech, we would say waste of money. So v is lost here, and here v is also lost here. So this is rule number 4 or possibility number 4, loss of final v in of. So in place of we will say a, right? We will just utter shwa, but we will not utter v. And it happens before consonant, as these are examples, right? The last example in possibility or rule number 4 is typical of very casual speech and would be regarded as substandard by conservative listener. So they do not accept it to leave out the sound v. So a more common case is where vowel of is lost, leaving either v in voice context, for example, all of mine. So the vowel is lost, or the vowel like disappear. So in place of all of mine, they will pronounce all of mine. All of mine. So in the previous example, in rule number 4, we learn that a vowel is there but v disappears. And here we see that some of the people, conservative listener, will not accept it and they will leave out the vowel and they would pronounce v. So in place of all of mine, they will say all of mine. So the vowel is leave out. Or in a voiceless consonant like best of 3, they will say best of 3. So here again a vowel is lost. Best of 3, not best of 3. Best of 3. And here you can see. So thank you so much. It was the second aspect of connected speech, and that was elision. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the channel. Thank you so much.